The shiur is dedicated to Zecha Nishmas Rachalea Bas Rab Chaim Tzvi. We are studying Perek Memhei in Yirmiyahu. This is the shortest Perek in Sefer Yirmiyahu and has in it an element of tragedy and melancholia. In this Perek we have the really very heartfelt words that are actually seen through the eyes of Yirmiyahu Navi, but expressing the sorrow of his Talmid Muvhak, Baruch ben Neria, who so much wanted to be Zocheh to Nevuah, but unfortunately and tragically was not able to obtain Nevuah. We, in last week's shiur, spoke at some length about the whole concept of Bnei Nevi'im, the notion that one can actually train to become a Navi, and Rashi refers to Chazal. This is exactly was the process that occurred to Baruch ben Neria. The Navi begins with the language that we saw when Yirmiyahu Navi writes a Nevuah. It's actually a Nevuah that's done through Baruch ben Neria's hands in the 4th year. Lo Yakim ben Yoshua melech Yehuda Leimor. There's a machlokes among the Rishonim exactly what this pasuk refers to. The Abba Benel in his Perek shiur assumes it refers to the Megillah that was written by Baruch in Perek Lamed Vav. We're not talking about the Nevuah that Yirmiyahu Navi said to the people in that Perek, for that was after the Churban Hamikdash, some 20 years after the 4th year of Yoakim. The reason why that here this Perek somehow is inserted, because Baruch complained to Hashem Yisbarach he was not Zocheh to the Matan of Nevuah, and Hashem Yisbarach told him he'll never achieve it because the destruction, the Churban Hamikdash, is about to take place. And of course, once the Churban takes place, there will no longer be Hashras Hashchina, and the backdrop for Nevuah will no longer be operative. We've explained already in Perek Mem Gimel that Am Yisrael, unfortunately, was Cheshek Baruch ben Neria of enticing Yirmiyahu to not permit them to go down to Mitzrayim, because he knew that Nevuah can only be achieved in Eretz Yisrael and not outside of Eretz Yisrael. This is a topic we'll be discussing a bit further. Yirmiyahu here mentions the tefillah of Baruch ben Neria and Hashem Yisbarach's response, and we see that Baruch ben Neria recognized he was not going to be Zocheh to Nevuah. And the language is sad. In Pasuk Beis, Kol Amar Hashem Elokei Yisrael Alecha Baruch. One can almost feel the ava that Hashem Yisbarach has for Baruch ben Neria as he addresses him in such a direct kind of way, such an intimate kind of way. Baruch, he calls him Alecha Baruch. Amarta oy noli ki asaf Hashem yogom al machayve. Hashem Yisbarach has added grief to my pain. Yogati bi'an chosi u'menucha l'matzasi, was not zeiche to menucha. Menucha referring to the Menucha of Nevuah, as Rashi refers to the Psukim of Eldad Ameida, L'shol Sol of Shechina, V'inabe, V'tonach Aleyhem Aruach. And we see from Rashi here that Baruch ben Neria indeed was one of the Bnei Nevi'im. Ma nishtanesi mitamid Nevi'im. Why am I different than the other Bnei Nevi'im? And this we discussed last shiur. We spoke about and examined the Psukim with reference to Yoshua ben Nun and his relationship with Moshe Rabbeinu, and the evolution of Yoshua ben Nun from someone who was a novice, a beginner, to someone who became the great Manig of Klal Yisrael and the great Navi. And we spoke about the evolution of his manhigus, of his becoming a Navi. We mentioned the Rambam in Parshas Kisisa along the way. And we spoke as well about the relationship between Eliyahu Navi and Elisha. the chibur between them, the two different approaches, and we mentioned as well a number of psukim in Tanakh that refer to the concept of Bnei Nevi'im. A concept that the Rambam has in Hilchos Yesodei Torah very clearly, and Rashi here refers to that. Rashi notes that Baruch, in effect, raised the question, Ma nishtanesi mitamidei Nevi'im, Yoshua Shimes is Moshe, Yeshua ben Nun was Mishamesh Moshe Rabbeinu, Nachal Ruach HaKodesh, he was Zeicha to Nevuah. Elisha Shimesh is Eliyahu. Elisha, again, we saw the psukim in last week's shiur, also the Mishamesh Eliyahu, Nachal Ruach HaKodesh, Ani, Ma nishtanesi, said Baruch ben Neria, why am I different? And Hashem is Baruch responds to him in Pasuk Dalid, Ko Tomai Love, Ko Am Hashem, Hine Asher Banisi Ani Horeis,